To 67 we go. It's Double Take. An episode about clones, more specifically, a Jera clone. That's right. Jeremy goes to the school of Cam Watanabe cloning school to get this done. If you're a fan of Power Rangers Ninja Storm, you'll see this plot line from a mile away. And yes, Code Lyoko did it years before Ninja Storm even did it. But why did Jeremy create a clone? Well, one, to continue the skip gym class. Just look at him. Physically, mentally, does he look like a gym class participant to you? No, he doesn't. But the school was about to penalize him on top of that. Plus, the William is missing problem is still a problem. And he can't continue the voice fake William's absences away. He's got to come up with a solution for that, as well as rebuilding Lyoko proper. That's a lot to do for one nerd. So he decides to create a clone of himself to go to classes while he does all the hard work. Unfortunately, he creates the stupidest clone in the history of clones. A personality flip of his own, calling Aelita sweetie and babe, among other things. And the team is instantly negative and pushed off by this clone. They all want this clone to go away. For good reason. Shoot, if this show was done in 2024, we'd call what the clone is saying to the girls sexual harassment. And no, I'm not kidding. We've literally gone that far since the show debuted. But this does lead to some actual funny moments with the clone, most notably with a javelin ball destroying a priceless rare telescope in Mrs. Hurt's science class, among other things. But this annoyance doesn't remain an annoyance for very long, because of course, as you do, Xana has to interject. He wants control of the clone, naturally, and he's going to use William to do it. We find out that Xana's own powers can be channeled through William as kind of a conduit. This is one part terrifying and one part cool, as Xana slowly but surely takes control of the clone. It's off to the gang to make sure he can finish the work in time and stop the clone. It's off to Lyoko for the first time this season. The desert sector, as is tradition by now, all 4 seasons have started, technically, their Lyoko missions in the desert sector. Starts us off again, including the very circular canyon that the first tower was deactivated in Teddy Godzilla. For the second time, the show is reverential. But it's nothing of a nostalgia trip, because everything here, except for the vehicles, is brand new. Because the gang has new virtual forms, taking advantage of the update in CGI technology. in canon-wise, it's to make them on par with William, which, that's debatable. But the looks are nice. Very nice. Or it kind of gets the short end of the stick again when it comes to new forms. He's pretty much stuck in a yellow and brown bodysuit. But he does get the advantage of one extra saber. That's right, one extra saber. That's all he gets. But he can still use his super sprint and triple cape. So, pretty much, not a big ad for Auric. As for Yumi, she gets a nice visual glow up. Gone is the geisha look. Rest in peace. But she still has the backpack for the fans, and hers of the new forms would be the most aesthetically pleasing, if not for our beloved Aelita, stealing the show as she always does, and proving why she's the real main character of this show. She gets the biggest blowout of these new forms. Gone is the Mr. Puck look. Man, rest in peace. And in its place is a divine angel look. White, pink, and purple. With a white short-stringed mini skirt and gloves with a star on her dominant hand. And trust me, that star has a reason for being. It's the most eye-popping and eye-catching of the new forms, obviously. Evolution would change this color scheme from white to black. But pretty much, this is how she looks in virtual form going forward. And for good reason. It does show up in the later ends of the episode with the second most eye-popping new look. Taller and broader shoulder pads with dog paws on the side. A great use of its traditional colors, and of course that kiwi symbol in the middle. It literally looks like a superhero suit. It's pretty, well, good looking. Even though we don't get a response from Yumi after she's saved from almost ending up in the sea. But it's in mid-tower approach that we finally see the last piece of what makes Aelita's new look the most memorable and the most eye-catching too. Her angel wings. Yes, it's time to make the most OP character in this entire series even more OP. How? Make her fly. Yes, we do get the cheesy "wind beneath my wings" line, which is probably the single most cheesy line of dialogue this show's got. And probably the most cheesy line that Aelita will deliver in our whole journey here. But yes, it does fluster Jeremy for 2 seconds, because of course it does. And she puts her new flight ability to good use, dodging enemy lasers, flying directly to the tower, and even using her energy fields for mid-air bombardment. Like I said, overpowered. Taking out tarantulas with ease. But of course, William's around causing a bother, which leads to one heck of a fight scene between him and Oric. Yeah, there are gonna be fight scenes in this season, boy, and not small ones either. These fight scenes are good. They're solid. They're awesome. Which only backs up why I think the William turn should have happened at the start of season 3 rather than the end. Not only because we could have gotten more of these, but we would have been able to showcase how utterly outmatched the old virtual forms would have been against a fully combat-ready William. But alas, the fight scene here is good, and William shows just how powerful he is. With one swing of his Buster Sword, it's over and done for Oric, even suffering actual chest pain, meaning it hits hard, way hard. But William's got a different idea for Yumi, pushing her, yeeting her to her death. Once again, as we continue our favorite game this season, Yeet or No Yeet, it's Yumi's turn. This girl's flirtation with the digital sea is well founded, but it's the creepy, stalkerish, almost obsessed look that William gives to Yumi. That subtle push of her hair and that weird look combined with a creepy, almost romantic sounding leitmotif of Xana's signature theme before the push. Luckily, Odd shows up just in time because the computer is too busted up for Jeremy to do the pull-in himself, which is a convenient and rather appropriate way to introduce Odd's new form into the physical space. The day is saved, the tower is deactivated, and no more Jeremy clone. But Jeremy's not done cloning just yet, because he makes a clone of William, and unfortunately decides to give him no intelligence at all. Makes him dumber than a bag of rocks. I hope this doesn't come back to haunt him. Spoiler, it will. A couple of times. Before we're done here. But at least that resolves that issue. And now we know William is going to be a constant pain in the neck moving forward. This is the true season opener. Yes, William Returns might have been technically our opener, but this is our opener because it sets the table for everything else. With the new virtual forms, the epic battles to come, William's involvement, the William clone, everything. Now the pieces are set for the season to begin. And boy howdy, does it feel actually good to say this. This episode is a must-watch. A 6 out of 6. Finally, after an entire season of mediocre to poor episodic quality, we're finally back to the good stuff with Double Take. And trust me, that's not the only new things that Code Lyoko has up its sleeve before we're all done here. But it's a fantastic first start for season 4. So, until next week when we talk about opening acts, yeah, we're nearly 70 episodes through. Thanks for hanging this long if you have. And of course, there's going to be a season playlist that you can refer to. Just head to the end card. It will be right there. So until next Tuesday, find peace in your own nirvana. And now we have officially crossed the 20th anniversary threshold, seeing that on April 19th, Code Lyoko made its debut in the US. So now I definitely gotta finish it. 25 videos left to do.